They often say, just keep moving forward. It's become a kind of mantra for our times, a default response to any struggle or setback. You hear it whispered in hallways, printed on motivational posters, and echoed in the hollows of your own mind when you feel yourself starting to lag behind. It's the drumbeat of modern life, urging you onward, always onward. The unspoken assumption is that progress is linear, that every step taken is a step in the right direction. The world rewards motion, speed, and the relentless pursuit of the next thing on the horizon. To stop, to even hesitate, feels like a failure. But lately, I've been thinking about the quiet moments, the ones that come late at night when the city has finally hushed and the only sound is the low hum of the refrigerator. In these moments of stillness, a different thought takes root. I wonder about the times I pushed forward out of sheer momentum, driven by the fear of being left behind. I think of the decisions made in a flurry of anxiety, the paths chosen not out of clarity, but out of a desperate need to just be moving somewhere, anywhere. And I realize that few people ever tell you the other side of the story. They don't tell you that moving forward isn't always the right way. There are journeys where the faster you run, the deeper you plunge into a place you never intended to go. There are times when the most courageous act is not to take another step, but to simply stand still. When your mind is disturbed, it's like trying to navigate by the stars on a cloudy night. All directions blur into a single, indistinguishable gray. The path forward, the path backward, the paths branching off to the sides, they all look the same, shrouded in a fog of uncertainty and internal noise. Your thoughts race, a chaotic whirlwind of fears, expectations, and half-formed ideas. It's in this state of inner turmoil that you are most vulnerable. You choose in haste, grabbing onto the first option that seems to offer a way out of the discomfort, a quick escape from the gnawing feeling of being stuck. You decide in fear, your judgment clouded by worst-case scenarios that your anxious mind conjures with terrifying detail. Every choice feels monumental, a potential catastrophe waiting to happen. You act in confusion, your movements jerky and uncertain, like a marionette whose strings are tangled. You are propelled not by conviction, but by a desperate, frantic energy. You tell yourself you are being decisive, that you are taking control. But in truth, you are merely reacting, letting the storm inside you dictate your course. At that time, moving forward is not courage. It is not a sign of strength or resilience. It is recklessness. It is the act of a driver pressing the accelerator while blinded by a blizzard, hoping to outrun the storm, but instead driving straight into a ditch. It's a gamble made with your own well-being, a bet against the odds that blind momentum will somehow lead you to a place of clarity. But the world doesn't work that way. A disturbed mind cannot find a peaceful path. A frantic heart cannot make a steady choice. The only thing that frantic movement guarantees is a deeper state of disorientation. Stopping, then, is not retreat. We have been conditioned to see it as such, to equate stillness with surrender, to believe that pausing is a sign of weakness. The relentless pace of our world has ingrained in us the idea that if you are not advancing, you are falling behind. But stopping, truly stopping, is something else entirely. It is a conscious, deliberate act of self-preservation. It doesn't mean giving up on the journey or abandoning your destination. It just means temporarily not moving forward when the path isn't clear, when the inner compass is spinning wildly and offers no reliable direction. It is an acknowledgement that you do not have the information, the clarity, or the inner peace required to make a sound decision. It is an act of profound wisdom and self-respect. Imagine a person walking through a dense, unfamiliar forest after dusk. The light has faded and the darkness deepens with every passing moment. Every shadow could conceal a pitfall. Every rustle in the leaves could be a threat. In that situation, what is the wiser course of action? To hurry onward, tripping over unseen roots and risking a fall from a hidden cliff edge? Or to find a sheltered spot, stand still, and wait for the dawn? It is better to stand still and wait for the sun to rise,
to allow the light to reveal the true nature of the terrain. Only then can a safe path be chosen. In the same way, there are slow steps that help you go further in the long run. There are periods of intentional pause that are not wasted time, but rather a necessary and strategic part of the journey. Stopping is not admitting defeat. It is the practice of patience. It is the quiet confidence that the sun will eventually rise, and when it does, you will be ready to walk again, this time with sight. Life is not a race. We are told it is from the moment we enter school to the day we enter the workforce. We are measured, ranked, and compared. We are taught to see our peers as competitors, and every milestone as a finish line to be crossed before anyone else. We celebrate speed, efficiency, and the breathless sprint from one achievement to the next. But this is a profound misunderstanding of what it means to live a meaningful life. Life is not about seeing who goes faster. It is about seeing who goes more correctly, who walks a path aligned with their own truth. It is a long, winding journey of discovery, not a 100-meter dash. The goal is not to arrive first, but to arrive at a destination that is genuinely your own, a place of authenticity and fulfillment. Because of this, there are stages in every life where the most important thing is not to move forward. There are seasons of uncertainty, grief, or profound change, where the primary task is simply to hold your ground. The focus shifts from progress to preservation. The most crucial work becomes not about gaining new territory, but about keeping yourself from going wrong. It is about preventing a hasty decision from derailing your future, about stopping a panicked reaction from causing irreparable damage. It is about protecting the core of who you are when external and internal pressures threaten to pull you off course. In these times, standing still is an act of immense strength. It is the wisdom to know that sometimes the greatest progress is made by not moving at all, by simply enduring the storm until you can navigate with a clear head and a steady heart. So when should you continue? When is it time to put one foot in front of the other and resume the journey? You should only continue when you feel a fundamental shift within yourself. You will know it not as a sudden burst of energy, but as a quiet, settling calm. You should continue when your mind is less disturbed, when the frantic chorus of anxious thoughts is quieted to a low hum, allowing your own inner voice to be heard. You should continue when fear no longer controls you. It may still be present, a passenger on your journey, but it is no longer in the driver's seat. It no longer has the power to dictate your direction or force your hand. You should continue when your decisions come from a place of understanding, not a place of panic. They will feel different, grounded, considered, and resonant with a deeper part of yourself. They will not be born of a desperate need to escape, but of a clear-eyed assessment of where you are and a genuine desire for where you want to go. And then, when that internal alignment occurs, you can begin to move again. Even if you go slowly, even if your steps are tentative at first, you are still going right. Each step, no matter how small, will be a true step forward because it is taken on solid ground, guided by your own internal clarity. Progress will no longer be measured by speed, but direction and intention. A wise person is not someone who is always moving forward, a relentless machine of progress and productivity. We often mistake perpetual motion for wisdom, but the two are not the same. A truly wise person is someone who has cultivated a deep relationship with their own inner landscape. They know its rhythms, its seasons of turmoil, and its periods of peace. It's about knowing when to go and when to stop. This wisdom is not about following a set of external rules, but about developing a profound internal sensitivity. It is the ability to listen to the subtle cues of your own soul, to honor your own limits, and to trust your own timing. There are times when standing still for a moment, for a day, or even for a season is the best way to protect your future. It is in these pauses that we recalibrate our compass, that we mend our nets, that we allow our inner vision to clear. This stillness is not empty, it is generative. It is the fallow field that restores its nutrients before the next planting. It is the deep breath before the song. Rushing forward on a wrong path only takes you further from where you are meant to be. But stopping, even for a moment, gives you the chance to find the right one again. If you're feeling uncertain today, if you feel frozen while the world rushes past, don't blame yourself for not moving forward. Do not listen to the siren song of perpetual motion that tells you were failing. Do not measure your worth by the distance you've covered. Perhaps what you need most is not more effort, more hustle, or more force. Perhaps what you need most is not a push from behind, but a moment of grace. Perhaps what you need is just a little more time to see things more clearly, to let the sediments settle and the water of your own mind run clear. Moving forward isn't always the right thing to do, but when you're on the right path, a path chosen in stillness and with clarity, just one step is enough.